Now we have heard since 2005, everything rises and falls on leadership. So does everything rise and fall on advanced leadership? I don't know. You can hear that this morning. Well, Advanced Leadership Conference is designed to develop, equip, empower, and deploy young and emerging leaders with unique skills and tools to help live life well and lead well in their chosen spheres of influence. This year's conference theme is to be revealed here this morning by the team lead, the project team lead of the Advanced Leadership Conference, Mr. Abiodun Famojuro. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Along with a member of the planning committee, Mr. Paul Adekweba. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure being here.
So, first of all, let me begin with you, Mr. Famojuro. So, what's this? I mean, we've heard, that what it's all about, conference and all. Leadership is a major challenge in our country, and we thought, first of all, do you think people understand leadership?
The answer is no.
Oh.
There is a dangerous assumption about leadership that a lot of people believe they know what leadership is all about. So some
Are they not the ones in Abuja and Government House?
Well, I'm staying away from that aspect, and I'm having, I'm staying safe with you. A lot of people think they know what leadership is all about, and there is a gap. It's not only in Nigeria; it's a global phenomenon. And most times there is an assumption, oh, this is what leadership should be. Leadership is service. Leadership is commitment of values, intrinsic values that you can share with people, that you can lead people, exactly strengthening followers as well. So the Advanced Leadership Conference, so the assumption that a lot of people know what leadership is all about is not true. It's not something that you just say, oh, this is what I think. No, you mustn't think. You must be intentional with the concept, with the life of leadership. Everybody is leading in one sphere or the other. Very few acknowledge that they are leading.
In other words, they don't know that they're leading.
They don't know that they're leading.
Interesting. Mr. Adekweba.
Yes.
Same question. Whether or not people understand leadership. Because, when I said that, isn't it for those who are in government offices? Because there are those who believe that, look, leadership is those people. It's not
at
me.
the top.
Well, just like what Bjorn said, I think that's an assumption, and usually a lot of people get it wrong. For example, it's not just about those maybe in Abuja or those high places. Right from even from the family, this leadership starts, there. So it's not until you are seen as the head in quote. Everyone is supposed to lead. Like I have children. I'm supposed to portray good attitude for my children to see. Okay, I want to do what I see my father, portray. So it starts from there.
So when you hear people say, our leaders, how does it hit you?
Well, like I said, that's not so. It's an assumption anyways. It's not supposed to be. At one point or the other, we are supposed to lead. It's not, you see a man maybe throw something on the floor, he says, oh, Nigeria is bad. It starts from that person. So once we have that consciousness, like it's not all about those at the top that are leading. I am leading, someone is following, and I should portray that good leadership skill.
There is an addition to that. Before you lead, you were a follower. In your followership status, are you leading? He used the example of someone throwing dirt away. I mean, the rains come, the canals are flooded with non-recyclable elements. You feel in your leadership space, personally.
No, it's the leaders that didn't pack it.
No, because you're the one that dropped the refuse in that space. So when we talk about them, it creates an exclusive mindset. Every follower at some point in time will eventually become a leader. And each and every one of us has a role to play. There is a leader in you. Yeah. Acknowledge it. Be intentional about it. When you are not intentional, you labor in the place of assumption. Assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. It's very dangerous.
Anyway, let's move on. Because, the confusion that has been created over time, because some people venture, they want to be at the top. They asked to be elected. They asked to get a job, and they did get the job. And there are those who say, look, if they are not doing it right, why should I be expected to do any different? And I heard I had a radio program back in time where the presenter, the resource person also always says something. Every society gets the police it deserves. And this guy is a security fellow. He must, of course, I expect that he knows what he's talking about. Every society gets the police it deserves. In other words, every society gets the leadership or leaders it deserves.
That statement looks true on the surface, but is it the truth? There are persons, one of the things that has happened with the followership and the leadership direction is that there are persons who, let me put it this way, when a young boy is being groomed, being taught about leadership and the concept of followership and sacrifice and values and character, we should teach him early. What is happening, the leadership crisis is that we're having domestically, globally, is that when people are formed and they get to the point of the leadership at the top, we expect them to do wonders. When he was 14 years old, what values did he embrace? If a young man is deficient in the place of character, he's not truthful. You've identified it as a young man, and you think that when he becomes a senior leader, a top leader, he will all of a sudden become truthful. From the followership place, there was a deficiency, there was error. It wasn't corrected on time. And so when you say, oh, the nation deserves the leaders, it started from when they were much younger, when they were followers, when they were not in the limelight. We didn't correct it. We didn't arrest it. We allowed them and said he will get better. He will change. He did not change. A young man that is stealing, he used to steal 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira. No value understanding because he had a poverty mindset. He gets into a place where he has access to billions. He's an institutional thief. But the leadership communications, why shouldn't I steal?
I've not heard that before.
Yeah.
Institutional thief.
Yeah. He becomes, and that leadership guide, so the Advanced Leadership Conference is intended to not only bridge the gap, but to bring correction. We're in our 7th year. It's not a talk shop. We have Advanced Leadership Initiative. We have Advanced Leadership Academy. We're having a boot camp for teenagers. All that concept about the next generation, that generation is here. They're not next. They're already here. And they are the ones we should invest significantly. They are the ones that are asking questions, the question you ask. So if they're up there, they're doing this, what about me? You say, no, you are different. You have to be different. We do global benchmark standards. The teenager in Nigeria and the teenager in Japan, the teenager in Luxembourg, the teenager in Australia that has values. We're having leaders in certain countries, the age demography is coming 34, 40, and they're doing phenomenal things. I don't know the age of the Argentinian president, I can't remember. But he made certain things. He communicated leadership. Leadership is sacrifice, but we must start early. We must start communicating the substance of leadership, not the talk. Because there are values, intrinsic values that we're not engaging people. So I think I know what a leader is. For some people, leadership is title. For some people, leadership is power without responsibility. For some people, leadership is opportunities for self-aggrandizement. The Advanced Leadership Conference is addressing all those things. We've been addressing it for 7 years. We have people from all walks of life engaging. And when they come, they speak from their substance. They don't speak esoteric. They don't speak theory. They speak practical. So that and we have fireside chats, question and answer sessions, they are uncensored. So it's not that someone says, these are the questions you will ask me. No, we will throw questions at you. At what age did you start your leadership journey? So that is what the Advanced Leadership Conference is driving. And this year, okay, when you're ready, let me know so we can unveil the theme for this year.
Okay, so what's the theme for this year?
Yeah, the theme is lead up. Yeah,
lead up.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like he made mention of it, teenagers. You see, I think at Advanced Leadership, this conference this year, we're being intentional about inculcating the attitude of leading to our teens. There's an adage in Yoruba that says, it's better you tame an Iroko tree while it's still in its early
Infancy.
formative years than when it's fully grown. So we want to, at the Advanced Leadership, we are putting those values into the lives of our teens. So for them to have that leadership mindset at that tender age. So
so essentially this conference is for teenagers?
No, it's not. It's part of what we are, like what
Yes.
Biodun
Okay, so
explained.
this conference, tell us more about who are the people to attend, when is it happening?
Okay, so he's going to answer most of those questions. But this year we'll be starting on the 31st of August. I think the time is 8 a.m. And so we have leaders from the person that God gave the vision, Bisi Akonde, whom we call the convener. They will call him the inspirer. And Kola Oyinei, we have Samuel Toba. He's also going to be one of those. So I think you should...
Okay, so August 31st is the date. The time is 8 a.m. We've assembled the faculty. So Advanced Leadership Conference has 3 expressions. I was talking about very young, we have the young adults and youth, the youth and young adults. We have the teenage section. We also have the children's section. So there are 3-pronged approach. The main conference will have certain facilitators in the main auditorium. We have a dedicated teenage section. So it's not only, it's 360 holistic. And then the children will be taught leadership as well. The persons that will be speaking, we have the CEO of Opportunity Global, Kola Oyinei. We have a senior franchise manager from Coca-Cola. She's going to be coming to speak to us. I think that's Phoebe Damiasolo. We have someone that used to work, she used to be the chief of staff in Total Energies, Chisom Ajero. She's coming to speak. We have Agu Roko, Jesus House, United Kingdom. Agu Roko has been mentor of mentors, leaders of leaders. He's had King Charles celebrate his birthday in his church. And his relevance and influence has gone. We have the inspirer, Bisi Akonde, the convener. He's also a John Maxwell certified leadership coach. He's going to be speaking. Oluwagbemileke Adeboye will be one of our speakers as well. Samuel Toba will be speaking. So it is holistic. The faculty, the person that were Bolaji Banjoko. When I say Bolaji Banjoko, some persons will not get the name. He's also known. He's more known as BJ Sachs. Yeah. One of the things about him in attending this conference this year, being part of the Advanced Leadership Conference this year, Bolaji Banjoko has been able to sit in 2 worlds, in the marketplace and in the church place. Many of our facilitators have done the same. And now he's gone global. So we're going to be asking him questions. How did you do it? Because some persons believe if you're a leader in this space, don't come and be a leader in that space. No, that's not right. Every space you find yourself, lead. And lead up is invest in yourself, strengthen yourself to be able to bring up the followers around you. Some people have been leading and they've come to a conclusion. I've been doing this thing for 30 years. I've seen everything. It's a lie. They've entered redundancy. They've entered stagnation. To lead up, you must grow up. Not just go up. You must consistently grow, consistently innovate, consistently improve, consistently learn. I mean, the technology, we didn't have AI 30 years ago. AI is here. AI is impacting how we do things. ChatGPT, in the studio as we are, many things are happening. Your station, over 1.4 billion views on YouTube. You, as a station, you grew up. I remember watching you much younger. So, and you are a leader. Your station is a leader in its space. But you can't say, oh, we're a leader. We won enough awards. We're not doing anything anymore. No. So the Advanced Leadership Conference is intended to challenge the status quo of the mindset of the life of the person and bring it into practical application.
If you think that because you have poured good words on me, I will not ask you about questions.
Well, we're at home. We're at home. It's okay.
Okay. Now, so first of all, is there a website that people can
Yes.
visit?
If they enter the advancedconference.org, they will be able to get more details. If they enter youthprovince1.org, they will be able to get more details as well.
Okay.
Advancedconference.org, youthprovince1.org.
Okay. Now, this conference, is it happening in Lagos?
It's in Lagos. Yeah. It's taking place at the Maranatha Church off Soloi in Bagada. Okay. It's in close proximity. The Maranatha Church is a significant landmark. I think it's 21/23 Shueton Street in Lagos. It's a very massive facility that we're using. We're partnering with the church and the province for it.
Okay. Is it just one day? August 30th?
It's a one day. Okay. It's a one-day conference. Okay. We intend to maximize time. We're planning this year. There's the introduction of table setting. So somewhere in between the conference, we want the persons who attend to have a discussion right there and there in the course of the conference and ask. Like you didn't threaten. You said you will ask us more tougher questions. We want them to ask tougher questions because the quality of your questions should determine the quality of responses you will get. If the questions are not substantial enough, you will not hit it hard enough.
Okay. Is there registration necessary?
Please go ahead.
Yes, it's we can register online, but for most of the people that will be coming, majority will be registering on site.
On site.
So once you come, you make a registration.
We're very much at home with you being able to attend. The venue is the RCCG Maranatha Church. Okay. The landmark is very easy on Google Maps. Come. We want as many persons who want a shift in the leadership direction, not only of Nigeria, of where they are personally and every engagement. We want that to happen. So do not be restricted by whether you've registered or you've not. We have provision for you. We're structured enough to be able to accommodate you for that purpose.
So what are the likely takeaways?
The likely takeaways, number one likely takeaway is a practical transformation of where you are to where you want to be as a leader in your space. The movement of followers, of persons who have resigned themselves, I'm just a follower. I don't have influence. Nobody's following me. Not true. That is the second takeaway. A confrontation of your present status quo. You are more than this. If you think you are your best, then you don't understand. You're not at your best. There's always a better. There's always a next level. That's why you are leading up. And you should not go alone. As many persons as you possibly can take with you, take them. Encourage them to come with you. Challenge them.
Now, how much of a mind shift are we to expect, Mr. Adikpegba? I'm asking that because, as we highlighted earlier, it's so much easier, in fact, so much more convenient to point fingers. It's them. Got nothing to do with me. And I can ask this question because I don't know the number of times I've interviewed people and we've heard something like, our leaders, our leaders, our leaders. Of course, there are those who are our leaders, but then we minimize the impact we make as leaders in our own right.
Okay, thank you very much. I think in the car we were discussing with the convener, Bisi Akonde, and he was saying 50% of leadership should be you, as in take great time in leading you. So the mindset is that people should know that leadership starts with me. It's not about the person up there. Now there is a queue, people want to buy fuel, and you see people scrambling. Nobody wants to be orderly. The moment people understand the concept of leadership, it's all about me. I don't have to throw something on the floor. That's not the fault of the president. There is the traffic light. It says stop, wait, and all that. And you see people. I live in Bagada. When you do things right, for example, you're waiting, the light says stop, and you're there, and you see cars leaving you. So they look at you as the person doing the wrong thing. Meanwhile, you're doing the right thing. So at the advanced leadership, we want people to have a mindset. They are going out to be a better person. And it's not all about the Christian fold. It's to the workplace. Be a better person in your workplace, be a better person in the family. Just for them to have this understanding, leadership starts with me. Once I can take care of myself, then I have the ability to lead others.
Now, he began the other time by talking about underscoring the place of the family in this whole leadership conversation. I once had the privilege of asking, I moderated a panel session with Dr. Sam Adeyemi and Dr. Anike Adeyemi. And the question that I asked one of them, I think, was Dr. Sam Adeyemi. I asked, I said, do you think parents see themselves as leaders? The answer he gave was, now that you talk about it, I don't think they do.
Yeah.
Now, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more than a problem. It's a crisis. It's a crisis because I agree with it. I have a conversation this morning with a couple, and with holidays will soon be rounding off in Nigeria. Summer holiday will soon be over, September. How many children were with their parents during this holiday? Most of them, the moment this long holiday comes up, we offload them. And we offload the children, aunties, uncles, we offload them to pedophilia opportunities, we offload them to sexual assault. It shouldn't be. The first role model of a son should be his father.
His father, yeah.
The first role model of the mother of the daughter should be the mother. And you have to lead. I have my children, my son started writing a book. And the title of the book is Lessons My Father Taught Me. He's not a teenager yet. And he was writing voraciously. And his mother said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm writing a book. So what is it about? He said, Lessons My Father Taught Me. When I went on a journey, I came back, she gave me the book. I was literally in tears of joy. But I'm not there yet, because that would be dangerous. Parents are abdicating. Someone comes to check up on you, you've made up your mind, I don't want to see this person. You tell your daughter, go and tell him I'm not at home. Your child believes that lying is normal in this house.
Wait, does that still happen?
It does.
In fact, it's a different ballgame now.
Yeah.
You don't just say, don't tell them I'm not at home. Tell them that even though daddy's car is here, daddy is not around. Because that person sees your car in the compound and says, so we're embellishing the story. And so every time, there is no in the family space. That is why the Advanced Leadership Conference, teenagers, children, the young adults and youth, they're all going to be there. Married, single, everybody.
Parents.
So we're not leaving any space. It does happen. Because by the time, ask a teenager, what are the things you love the most about your mother? Some of them will be quiet. Why? They don't want to appear offensive. What is the thing you love the most about your dad? They won't be able to talk. In the advanced leadership, 8 is 8. There is nothing called African time. The word African time used in the Nigerian palace is another word for indiscipline. A Nigerian mother traveled abroad, went for the graduation of her daughter. They said all parents should be seated by, I think, 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., she was fixing makeup and fixing food to take. Her friend who got a card to go with her was seated at 9. Mommy shows up at 11. The daughter says, it's because I love you. I will not speak offensively to you. How do you travel all the way from Nigeria to attend my graduation and you're still late? And you came into the country days ahead. So the Advanced Leadership Conference, leading up, a child daddy says, we must never be late. It doesn't speak well. I have a statement. A man who is habitually late for every meeting will never keep his word.
If you don't keep to time.
A man who is habitually late for meetings will not keep his word. Mark that man. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm just coming. I'm sorry. No.
And sorry, maybe just to add, look at two figures. We have Abraham and we have the prophet or Eli. The Bible says concerning Abraham, he said, I know Abraham will teach his children to follow me. So Abraham was a perfect example that his children could look up to and become. But the other guy failed. They were unruly, they did a whole lot. And for the fact that Eli could not take hold of his family as a parent, as a good leader, God had to punish his children, which obviously led to his death. So leadership, like I said, is not just about the religious space or in the family or the people at the top.
So parents also must see themselves
as leaders. Yeah.
Okay. The whole idea of parents running away from their responsibilities is say, I don't have your time. Go and watch TV. Go take your tablet. We're allowing other people to raise our children. We're not the role models. We're not modeling leadership.
We're allowing AI. Okay. Well, so the date again?
August
31st.
This coming Saturday, August 31st, 8 a.m. at the Maranatha Church. The RCC Maranatha Church is the venue. Magada, Lagos.
Okay.
Advanced Leadership Conference.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. Mr. Abiodun Famojiro is the project team lead, as well as Mr. Paul Adebugba, member of Planning Committee of the Advanced Leadership Conference. Again,
Thank you for
so
having
much
us.
For your time today.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, we've been talking about leadership, leading kids and all, and I think that is what is next this morning. Sending children to go and sit down and watch TV, screen time. Is that good leadership? I don't know. Maybe it is in some case, in some way, but we'll find out on Lifestyle.